What is up, guys? Jeremy here, and welcome back to another video. And as you guys can see, I finally have the iPhone XS Max. I know I'm a bit late, but you know what they say, better late than never. We got the XS Max. I got it in the black version. I think the black version looks really good in my opinion, so that's what I went with. It's pretty cool. This device is running just iOS 12.0, so I immediately installed the WatchOS profile so that my device does not automatically update, or we're not updating. We're sticking right at 12.0 until there's more information about jailbreaking and whatnot. But I'm super excited about this device. In this video, I wanted to cover the applications I've installed, kind of my go-to apps. Hopefully you guys discover some new cool apps in this video. I'm not going to go too in-depth with reviewing the applications because this video could get very long. So we're just going to do a brief overview of them. I might open a couple of them up so you can see what the user interface of them look like. And I'll just give you, like I said, a quick overview of what I use it for and what I like about them. But anyways, we're just going to start this out from the top. We're going to work our way down page to page. So first up is the email application I like to use, and it's called Edison Email. I think it's a bit better than the stock iOS email. As you can see, it does have a very nice look to it. I like the bold title there of which inbox you're in. You can have multiple inboxes. You can have all inboxes. Very cool. To compose a new email, it's super easy. You just have a little button down there. You have swipe actions here. You can archive emails. You can put them in the trash. You can edit multiple emails and other things with them just by selecting them. A lot of really cool options with this email app, and it's super simple, and I just like it. Next up, we have the calendar app, the clock app. I'm sure you guys know what those are. I do like to use Google Maps for navigation. Apple Maps is pretty good. I just like Google Maps a little bit better. It's just my preference. Next up is weather, news, photos, camera. That's all stock stuff. You guys know. We got notes, and then what I like using for notes is Clear. I just like this app. You just click on the screen. I did have eggs on there. I did complete that, so we'll just throw eggs on there one more time. Let's say we're going to the store. You can swipe to clear it. You can swipe the other way to complete it. So if you like using it as like a checklist, you can use this, as you can see, as that. And then we can just go ahead and clear them. You have pinch actions. It's just very simple and really nice to use for notes, and it's called Clear. That's my preference for notes. Very well put together application. We got wallet, contacts, App Store, iTunes, health. I do like using health. I keep my phone in my pocket all the time, so tracking my steps is pretty cool. For calculator, I like using CalcBot. I really like this calculator. It's really nice. At the top here, we have just kind of a history. You have a history as you type stuff. So let's just do 6 times 6, 36. As you guys can see, it does track it. So if you want to see the math that you're doing or something, you do have a little bit of a history at the top there. I like the way it looks. It's got a really nice look to it. Of course, if you rotate it, you do have the scientific calculator as well, just like the stock calculator. Another thing that's really cool about CalcBot is this little kind of nub here. If you swipe over, you have unit conversion, and you can convert just about anything you can think of on this. Money, distances, miles per hour to kilometers per hour, temperatures. You can convert just about anything, and I really like that about the CalcBot. That is a premium feature. You can get just this calculator for free. I believe the premium version of this is $1.99 or $2.99, something like that, which I do have. But just the free version for this calculator itself is really nice. Really cool calculator. Next up, we have Snapchat. I'm sure you guys know what that is. We got Tweetbot. 5, I think it's on now. Tweetbot 5 for Twitter. We got Instagram, YouTube. 1Password is probably one of the most important applications I have on my device. If you guys have never tried it, I believe you can get a free trial. But pretty much the way it works, I'm not going to go into it, but you can have one master password. Now, if you can remember that one password to get into 1Password, you can store all of your passwords for all your different logins within the app. As you can see, it does have Face ID, which is really cool. Also, if you have an older device, it does have Touch ID, or you can just enter that 1Password. And like I said, you can store a ton of stuff in here. It doesn't have to be just logins and emails and passwords. It can be your social security number. It can be bank information. It can be anything sensitive. You can store in 1Password, and it's safe. Like I said, I believe it's $10 for the premium version. There is a monthly subscription you can get with it that comes along with it. So I recommend, it's kind of confusing, and I found the workaround is you buy that premium version for $10, and then you just go into iTunes and you end the monthly subscription part, and then you can just use it as, the pro version of the app, and it's very simple. Next up, we have Launch. Now, I just recently installed this, so I haven't set it up too much. I might cover this app in its own video just because there is so much you can do with it. It's pretty insane. If you guys know what Siri shortcuts are, basically you can set up an action that'll do a bunch of stuff. This is kind of the same thing. You can even import Siri shortcuts into this app. And what I like about it is it has a much simpler user interface, in my opinion, than Siri shortcuts. I did do a test. I haven't really set up anything, like I said, but like the Google Maps button here, all I gotta do is click that button and it'll basically automatically launch Google Maps. It'll use my current location and then it will show me how to get to my home. And it just does it all with one click within Launch. That's kind of what it's meant for. It's very similar to Siri shortcuts, but I think it looks a little bit cooler. The UI is a lot better in my opinion. So that's what Launch is. Next up we have Tweakbox. If you guys have been subscribed for a while, I'm sure you guys know what Tweakbox is at this point. Basically, it's an alternative Cydia application. Let's go ahead and close out of the annoying advertisements that we always get here. Maybe we're not going to get it with this. We're going to try this again. Sometimes you get some really annoying ads that you just can't get away from. There we go. We should get the little close box. But like I said, Tweakbox is a alternative Cydia. You can get tweaked apps. You can get plus apps, Tweakbox apps. You can get paid apps for free, stuff like that. If we go into tweaked apps, as you can see, you can download jailbreak apps, apps that'll let you watch movies for free, emulators, just a ton of stuff. It's always a go-to app on my device. It's all the stuff Apple doesn't want you to have, which is pretty cool. We got settings. We got the phone app. I do use Safari. The only reason I use Safari is because I like handoff with my Mac. So going from a page on my device to the page on my Mac is basically seamless with handoff, and that works with Safari only. If I didn't have a Mac, I would probably use just the normal Google application for web browsing. But like I said, I love handoff, and I just use Safari. Next up, we have Spotify for music. That's my go-to music application. I don't really buy music in the iTunes store or use Apple Music. I just absolutely love Spotify. I've had it for years, and that's my go-to music app. We got messages. On the next page, we got some pretty straightforward stuff like Facebook, Twitch if you like watching games being live streamed. It's really good. SoundCloud if you're into non-mainstream music or upcoming artists, or you just like discovering new music that isn't mainstream. This is kind of where you're going to want to go for it. SoundCloud, really cool. We have the Xbox One app, so you can basically control your Xbox account and do other stuff, which is neat. We have Apollo, and this is the Reddit application I prefer to use. I just love the way it looks. I like the dark mode. I like the functionality of Apollo. That's my go-to Reddit application. We got Google Plus for our Google Plus account. Fandango is for movies. You can also purchase tickets for movie theaters from here. You can check out trailers. You can just discover what's new in the movie world. Pretty cool app. We got Netflix. I'm sure you guys know what that is. This is kind of my personal stuff here. We have Capital One for credit card. We got US Cellular. That's who I have for carrier. We got Chase Bank. YouTube Studio, obviously for the YouTube stuff. I got Amazon. And then for deliveries, I have an app called Deliveries. And this is actually really cool. So if we go in here, I'm going to try to cover the tracking number. But basically, you just put your tracking number in this app, and it's going to show you every step that package takes to get to you, which is pretty neat. So you can really follow the package. I really like the way that this app is set up. It's super simple, and it's just kind of my go-to package tracking app. Very cool. It's called Deliveries. We got PayPal. We have Credit Karma so you can monitor your credit. I have Calm. That's kind of For learning meditation, I used to use it all the time. I haven't used it too much recently, but if you guys ever want to try out meditation, that's a really good app to do it in. We got Sleep Cycle so that you can monitor your sleep. I do use that from time to time. Again, it's something I haven't used recently, but if I ever find myself being, restless at night, or I feel like I'm not getting enough sleep, I will use Sleep Cycle to kind of help me figure out what's going on. I use LifeSum to track calories for the meals I eat and whatnot, so I like to track that. I do have my water as well. I like to make sure I'm drinking enough water every single day, and that's a really simple setup application just to monitor what you're drinking. As you can see, the user interface is pretty cool looking. You can just add a drink. You can customize all this as well. Let's say I drank water. Change the ounces, click on the check button, it'll add. I'll just do it. I'm cheating because I'm not actually drinking 16 ounces of water, but as you can see, it did add that water to my total for the day, and your objective is to fill this up every single day. Very well put together application. As you can see, we got overall, you can basically see everything you've been drinking, the amounts. Very cool app. We got Hulu. That's another movie application. It's similar to Netflix, a little bit different. We have Shazam. If you guys don't know what Shazam is, it's really cool. If ever you're in a bar or in a friend's car or driving or something, and a song comes on that you don't know the name of it and you've never heard it, you can pretty much just click on this Shazam button, and the phone or your device will listen to the music, and it'll automatically look it up just from listening to it. And then you can kind of use it as a bookmark if you want to download it. I believe you do have buttons that you can click on that'll take you right into like Spotify or iTunes to get the song. Pretty cool application for looking up music that you might not know the name of it and it's playing, so you can just have it, listen to it, and look it up. We got ESPN for sports. We have Overcast for podcasts. This is what I like using for podcasts. Really cool app. Next page, we have Airbnb. If you guys don't know what Airbnb is, basically it's a hotel alternative, I guess you could call it. Instead of getting a hotel, which can be pricey and expensive, just use Airbnb. And what it is pretty much people's apartments and homes that they rent out. Let's say you're going on a trip and you don't want to get a hotel because of the price. You could probably find an apartment to rent for much cheaper. And what's cool about it is you're renting an apartment or a home, so you do have a stove, a fridge. You can cook there. It's much different than a hotel. And like I said, generally it's cheaper than a hotel. So a very cool service. If you guys travel a lot or take trips a lot, I'd recommend checking out Airbnb. Next up, we have Pocket. Pretty much this is a bunch of different website articles that I just paste in here. I haven't used it for a while, but I really like using it. You basically just take a web link and paste it in, and you can save them all in one hub. That's basically what this is for. A lot of these are Redmond Pi, but as you can see, there are some other things in here. I believe maybe it's all Redmond Pi, but you can basically take any web link that's a page, save it in here. It's an article or whatnot, just a hub for all that. We got Discord for game chat, stuff like that. Next up is Tasty. Now this is a really cool app. If you guys like cooking, get this app. It's really well put together, I think, and I like the user interface. I like the recipes. So it's basically for finding new food recipes, and we go into my recipes here, and we'll just select on a recipe so you can guys see what it's about. As you can see, you get your kind of video tutorial of it. It'll start out here in a second. It'll show you step by step how to make whatever it is you're going to make. If you swipe down a bit, you have all of your ingredients. You can add to a shopping list with just a button in here, which is cool. So if you have multiple recipes, you can just keep adding all of the different, ingredients, and it'll all go in one centralized place, which I thought was cool. You can shop for their cookingware, I guess you could call it. And then towards the bottom is you do have a step-by-step written guide. So if you don't like watching the videos, you can just do the written guide. And another little trick that's cool about the written guide is if, let's say, you don't understand what they're trying to say here, if you click on it, it will take you to that part of the video, and you can see exactly how to do it in video, which is pretty cool. So we can go ahead and just minimize that. But very cool recipe kind of cookbook application. Highly recommend it. We got Starbucks for coffee. We got Yelp for restaurants and reviewing restaurants and a bunch of other stuff, delivery, takeout, reservations. Very cool application. The next two are Lightroom, which is for photo editing, and then Pixelmator, which is kind of graphical stuff. Those are the two apps I like using on my device to edit photos and to do graphical kind of stuff. Next up, we have TestFlight. That's for trying out applications that are in beta. We have Geekbench 4 for testing out your device on its speeds and how quick the processing power of it is, a bunch of stuff like that. We got Speed Test for testing out your internet speeds. That's a pretty cool app. We got Find My iPhone, Remote for Apple TVs, so I can use my device as the remote. FaceTime. I have the Adidas app. I'm just a fan of Adidas shoes, so I do like having their app. It's actually a really nice application. You got new arrivals and stuff like that. I really like the way their app is set up for finding shoes. We got Uber. We got Untapped. This is a cool application. For those of you that like to drink beer, and for those of you that like to try out lots of different beer, this is a cool app where you can log all of those tastings. You have your ratings of every type of beer. You have the amount of beers you've tried in total, unique beers. You can add images. Really cool app for beer, if any of you guys like beer like I do. Next up, we have Wallpaper Tree, a very cool app for wallpapers, as you guys would guess. As you can see, I have planted one tree this month so far. And the way you plant the trees is you sign up for the monthly subscription for these wallpapers, and it's 99 cents a month, and each month the company will plant one tree. And then you do get pretty cool wallpapers to go with it. So I thought that this app was really cool. You guys know me, I'm into wallpapers. This is a wallpaper app with a good cause. There's some pretty cool wallpapers found in here. I would recommend checking it out. Next up, we got Sky Guide. This is pretty cool. Looks like we're clicked into something here, but basically you can take your device, point it up at the sky, and look around. You can see what you're looking at, or you can manually navigate with your fingers like so. So this is currently what is in the sky above me right now. And if you're into astronomy, this is definitely a really cool app. If you see anything you're curious about, you can click on it. Click the little eye for information. It'll give you a description of it. It's pretty neat to find, like, different stars and stuff. Let's go ahead and find something. Let's click on Pollux, get some information. As you can see, there's a ton of information about it. Very, very cool. That's Sky Guide if you guys are curious about what's in the sky above you. We got Telegram. I have my Telegram, also one that I get wallpapers, AR7s. That's pretty much all I use it for. Definitely really cool. I've covered that. We have Even. I'm not going to open that up. That's kind of a bank management application. It also allows you to pull part of your paycheck out. So if you guys get paid bi-weekly or every other week, this app will allow you to pull out half your paycheck each week. So it's kind of like you can get paid each week, essentially. Pretty neat. And I would recommend to check it out if you are interested in doing that. It is a subscription. It does cost $6 a month. The first month is free, but if you have a bi-weekly paying job, you can get paid weekly as long as your job is supported in the Even app. Really cool. I do have some folders here. This is pretty much all the apps I'm going to cover at this point, guys. We do have my games section: Real Racing 3, Mechorama, Heroes, Skyforce, Reloaded, Junk Jack, Ark, Survival, and Missile RPG. I just kind of threw those in there. Those are some of the games that I like to play. But we'll do separate videos in the future of new games and stuff that I'm playing. So that's pretty straightforward. Next up, we have utilities. That's just kind of like location-based stuff, like a grocery list app for the grocery store that I use. It's kind of local-based kind of stuff, stuff that you guys probably don't care for seeing. And then we just have our normal Apple crap folder. On this page, I do have Game Boy Advanced. I was just trying it out on the XS Max to see what it was like. But that's pretty much all the apps that I have here. Let's get you to go away. On my device, all my go-to apps, the pages I've set up. So if you guys are ever curious in the future, of what apps I have, I just wanted to make this video for reference. But that's all the stuff I like to use. That's a brief overview of everything. I know this is a longer video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, definitely throw me a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot here at the channel. Also, if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, don't forget to click that subscribe button. This has been Jeremy, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.